Cranky. This is a story about Cranky the Crane. He worked at the docks on the Sodor. He played tricks on the engines to get him into trouble. But one day, Cranky needed the engine's help. Thomas and Percy liked working at the docks. So when Sir Topham had told them they were going to be working there for 2 weeks, they could hardly wait. But when they arrived at the docks, a new crane called Cranky, there was a new crane called Cranky. Cranky was moody. He called Thomas and Percy useless little bugs. The two engines were upset. They told Gordon and James about how rude Cranky had been. To their surprise, Gordon and James backed up Cranky. He's so high up in the air, said James, facing at the wind, rain, and sunshine, that's it's no wonder why he looks down and sees you as annoying little bugs. Thomas and Percy hoped Cranky would stop being mean to them. The next day, Cranky played a trick on Thomas. He told him to move the trucks to the outer track. Thomas was surprised, but he did as he was told. When Sir Topham had arrived, Cranky said, "I asked Thomas to put the trucks in the inner track, but he put them on the outer track where I can't reach them. And Percy, he won't do as he's told either." Sir Topham was furious. He sent the engines back to the station in disgrace. Thomas and Percy were shocked. Cranky was making it up. A storm raged across the Sodor that night. At Sir Topham's station, Thomas and Percy talked about Cranky. They were upset that Sir Topham had believed his lies. They wondered if they were allowed to go back to the docks again. They wondered if they would ever be allowed to work at the docks again. "If Cranky is continuing being naughty to us, then I don't want to go back to the docks anyway," said Thomas. Percy had to agree. At the docks, the wind, rain, and lightning was lashing down on Cranky. He was worried through, but he thought he was much stronger than any storm. In the shed nearby, Duck, James, and Gordon were listening to the storm. They thought they would be safe there, but they were wrong. A huge steamer had got loose and was heading straight for the docks. The steamer ran aground and charged through the docks, crashing into the shed and knocking Cranky over. Duck, Gordon, and James were trapped. They called to Cranky for help, but Cranky had fallen onto his side, so he would need rescuing too. Cranky and the engines had to wait for the storm to clear before they could be rescued. The next morning, Sir Topham went to the docks. "Thomas and Percy, we are coming to help you." "Who, Cranky?" he said. They will have you back up again in no time." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Cranky. And can you tell them I'm sorry that I was mean to them?" "So, it was you causing all the trouble," said Sir Topham. "It seems I owe those engines an apology." Thomas and Percy's drivers tied rope to Cranky and attached them to the engines. Thomas and Percy quickly pulled Cranky back up again. Cranky was very glad to see the world hold the right way up again. He got straight to work clearing away the rubble. Cranky, he moved the steamer back into the water. And it was carefully tied into place. Then when it was safe for him to pull the heavy rubble away from the shed, so the trapped engines could get out. Duck, Gordon, and James were very grateful. They had not liked being stuck in a shed. They thanked Cranky for his help. Cranky, he told them, Thomas and Percy, he had to rescue him first. I never thought it would be a couple of Cranky was about to say bugs, but he stopped himself just in time. He continued, I never thought I would be saved by a couple of small engines. I'll try not to be rude to you again. Thomas and Percy smiled. They were just about to reply to Cranky when Cranky said, however, now move out of the way. You might. I need to get those trucks. Pah, said Percy. Cranky wasn't polite for long. He's back to bugging us. Percy quickly moved up the track. To get out of Cranky's way, but he had forgotten that the ropes were still attached to Cranky. Wait! Cried Thomas, but it was too late. As Percy charged forward, the ropes pulled on Cranky, crashing him back, and Cranky crashed to the ground with a thump. Thomas and Percy had to put Cranky back up a second time. Cranky felt very silly. Now Cranky works well with Thomas and Percy. He still looks down on them from his high pitch in the sky. But he never calls them bugs or mites, because it's after that stormy night. He knows that they can be really useful engines after all. They had rescued him twice, and if Cranky was knocked over again, he knows that the little engines would quickly put him back in place.